I'm Will, and we are here with some Genshin Impact. Today, a little bit earlier than we normally do, we are going to be continuing the poem event, poetry event that have been going down.
I always forget that last part.
And I've already done most of the side quest stuff. We almost have enough for another 10 drop on the main banner. So we're going to save up. We just need 600 more Primo Gem. So we're gonna try to hopefully get enough Primo Gem in the next few days.
Huh? Looks like we're a few people short today.
Morning, friends. Singcho said he wants to take some time and focus on writing poems, so he'll join us later.
Noelle has other duties today, so she asked me to tell everyone not to wait up for her.
Alright.
Okay, well, never mind. What about Callie Roy, though? She said she'd be here. I got here really early, but I haven't seen her yet.
Are you talking about the girl with the blue hair? I saw her on the bridge near Dihua Marsh during my morning training. She looked a little upset, so I didn't want to disturb her.
Upset? Oh no, what should we do? Was it something we said last night? Oh, Paimon's worried.
You know, it's kind of crazy that, like, after the summertime event and we saw the people with the blue hair and blue eyes and found out, oh, they're, like, part of the water dragon. Every time I see someone with, like, very vibrant blue eyes and blue hair, I just immediately think, oh, they've got to be, like, a water dragon in disguise. Which is weird because, like, the one other water dragon we know of is Nivelette, and he's got gray hair, so it's just like, couldn't you have just followed the trend? But yeah, something's up with that girl, because her eyes are, like, very vibrant, and they usually don't do that on background characters. Plus, she's a unique design. I think she's a somewhat unique design. So, we'll see what happens with that.
I agree. If she's run into some kind of trouble, I'd like to help her.
Huh? You're all going? Then I'm coming too.
Shall we start with the bridge? We're all here a little early, so there should be time.
Good idea. We'll be back in a jiffy.
Alright, part 3. Yeah, we're just doing the third part of this. I don't know how long it's going to take. The other two parts seem to be about an hour-ish, roughly. 30 minutes to an hour long. And then we'll try and do Beto and continue her hangout quest, which we stopped doing, like, I think it's been over a month ago. We'll try to hop back on that and try to get one of the other endings. No, Sonic. I hate those dudes. We do not fight them that often. Alright.
Oh, so this is the place? We ran into her here yesterday too. She looked like something was weighing on her mind then as well.
It's also not far from where we were dropping those leaves.
Huh. Leaves?
Oh, right. We were so busy matching couplets we forgot to mention.
Getting way into poetry.
Interesting. I wonder, could Miss Callie Roy have been the one who wrote that poem on the leaf?
What makes you say that?
Oh, sorry. Nothing. Well, nothing concrete. Just a hunch, I guess. It's just, that poem on the leaf kinda gave me the same feeling as when I saw her yesterday. So much sadness.
Now that you mention it, this is upstream from where we found the poem.
Huh? Hey, look! Over there! Another leaf! Wow, you're right! And this one has writing on it too! After that leaf!
Alright. As you can see, I still have all the boys on. I'm trying to think. Bennett's a healer. I was trying to think who's like a younger guy character that's got healing properties.
Why does it have to float so quickly?
In fact, I think I like having Zhao on our team, but I need to figure out how to work Zhao better because he's so flimsy when I do use him in a fight, where it's like his health feels like it just depletes so quickly. So even though he's a super cool character, I feel like I need to, I don't know, get him more defense or more health or something.
You want me on your team?
But let's have at least him as a healer.
Go!
And I'm still super weak with the Traveler's Water ability. I still need to level that up too.
Swift and merciful.
Get out of here!
Hey, what's up? Right. Let's get...
Can't you just fly over and grab it? But Paimon can't swim. What if Paimon accidentally falls into the water?
Pretty good. Pretty busy day, actually.
Adventure time. Off we go.
And it's only gonna get busier. Alright. Are we just gonna chase this leaf all the way down to the coast? Alright. Wait, what? Where? Oh, over there.
We finally caught it.
Are the words still legible, or have they been washed out?
Looks like the ink's intact. Let Paimon take a look at what it says.
It's going good. I like just started, so.
Huh? This is related to the poem we wrote in reply yesterday. She must have picked up one of our leaves. Spring. Young boy. It's looking a lot like Callie Roe was the one who wrote this. She seems to care a lot about that story, huh? Actually, when Paimon first saw her, Paimon was wondering, do you think... is it possible that she's,
Based on the current and accounting for wind strength, everyone, please follow me.
No, it's not, but I do really like it. It's one of those, like, I really like games that allow you to explore interesting worlds. And it's like, it's an easy game. You can just turn your brain off and play it and have fun.
Off we go.
Although recently I have found a new game that's super... It's like... It's not Tetris. It's a similar... The watermelon game that's been going around on like Twitch and YouTube streaming. Shouldn't have started playing that because that game got its hooks in me and it's like, oh, god damn it, I'm gonna be playing this a lot. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to make it across there. We don't have enough stamina. Let's try.
A touch of frost.
I try to do like story-based, like action and like story-based games. So usually nothing that's like multiplayer, like Call of Duty or like Overwatch and stuff like that. I usually don't. So anything with like interesting story. Especially if it's difficult, like a Dark Souls type thing. It's got like really challenging gameplay. I love playing it.
No, my sword.
Actually, why am I fighting these guys? I could just walk past them.
Spirit blade. Attack.
Nope, nope. Yeah, I stream as a hobby. What's that one? I don't think so. There's a lot of games, so when people abbreviate it, it's like that could be like multiple games. Alright, let's... Actually, wait, I could probably just teleport over there. I could. I'm an idiot. Alright.
This should be far enough upstream. Let's split up and search the area.
Kelly Rowie! Kelly Rowie!
Okay, I need to ask you this. Like, you work for a company, right?
She's surrounded by hilly churros! Let's go save her!
Like, trying to sell graphic design stuff to streamers, because over the last week, I've had, like, multiple people come in that do your exact line of questioning, and then they lead up to, by the way, I'm trying to sell whatever graphic design stuff, or banners, or and whatnot.
Ah, barely a scratch. Water jet! Yeah!
Like, honestly, super repetitive script by you guys. I mean, it's kind of funny, because as soon as I see someone come in that says, hey, what's up? Spelt exactly like that, I immediately know, oh, you're probably gonna try to sell me something.
Time to act.
Because it's funny enough, they always start with that same exact opener. Like, seriously, 5 different people in the last week. Same exact conversation, man. Yeah, so am I. I just do this as a hobby, so I never really put much effort into it. But yeah, I'm a graphic designer and visual effects artist, so I'm good with all my stuff. If I need anything, I just make it myself.
I'm going in! Witness the power. Time to act.
I'm good, man. Like I said, I can make all my stuff my own. It's just, this is just a thing I do for fun, so I don't really put much effort into it. Don't have Discord.
One with my blade. Submit for judgment.
Go.
Rain outlines your fate.
Buddy. Wow. This is not the best team comp for us. Jesus.
Kelly Rowie, are you okay?
Oh, yep, she's thingy.
What's that? It's a huge water droplet.
This is exactly what I saw the other day.
No, I don't. Droplet.
Why are you all looking at me like that? Oh no, my body.
That voice is definitely Callie Roy's.
I wonder what made them start doing this recently. Like, over the last few months, they've been well, ever since summer started, they've been doing this where it's like, oh, it's a some sort of monster that's taken on human form. Seems to be a more popular trend recently in this game. I mean, this is like the 3rd time this has happened in the last, like, 6 months. Before that, it's very rarely that this ever happened. You too, man. Good luck.
Oh no, did I use up too much energy?
How did you... What's going on here? Miss Callie Rowe, are you some kind of adeptus?
Yeah, good point. I don't know if you could count them as Adeptus.
No, I'm so sorry for deceiving you all for so long. Actually, I'm
an Oceanid who flowed here from Fontaine long ago.
What's an Oceanid?
Ah, the Grandmasters mentioned them before. The Oceanids were the familiars of the former Hydro Archon. They all fled Fontaine after the Archon died and settled across the world.
Oh yeah, shit. I just remembered one of the stories about the Grand Master. I can't remember if this was true or if this was like from a legend, but I remember someone was talking about the Grand Master and like adventures and stuff. And at one point they mentioned that there was a desert with no wind. And we have still, I don't think we've actually come across that place yet, even though we've got like 3 different like desert zones. We haven't actually gotten that area yet. I honestly am wondering if we will ever get the Grand Master. Like, that's gotta be like near the end. Or if, that would be super cool if they added the Grand Master in when we get to the fire area. Because I have no idea what that place is gonna look like. I'm assuming they're gonna somehow bring in a volcano. I mean, like, you got to. It's like a fire archon. There's gotta be a volcano somewhere, man. But yeah, we still need like another desert area that has like no wind, part of that legend.
That's correct. Though, to tell you the truth, I can't even completely recall how I found myself here. I have a vague impression of my ancestral home, but I can't recall clearly anything I saw on my journey. All I know is that by the time I arrived in Mondstadt, I had lost most of my power and couldn't even sustain a physical form. Eventually, I settled in a place called Springvale, where I slowly began to regain my power. Springvale is a serene and beautiful place. The water that flows through there is clear and pure, just like the hearts of the people who dwell there.
So you're the Spring Fairy of Springvale?
Yes, Diona, and I remember you too, you know. When you were little, you often came to the spring at night to speak with me.
Really? You're not messing with me, are ya?
I always thought that was just a local legend.
Your favorite little pillow, the fish one? Its name is Bubbles, is it not?
Yep! All those childhood memories. So they weren't just a dream. So, if this is true, then all those things written on the leaves...
I see. So you were the ones who found my leaf. Well, you are correct. The Spring Fairy and Heart of Clear Springs is me.
Okay, I haven't been paying super close attention to the background character, the NPCs in Fontaine. She could just be an augmented Fontaine like DLC character, like in terms of her physical appearance, because I know they've done that like in the desert with the people we've been hanging out and like doing the stories there, are just like basic enemy types, but with like color palette changes mainly to their hair. So maybe this isn't that unique of a model. Maybe it's just a background character that just got like, you know, more colorful eyes and hair. Super low effort, Genshin.
No wonder you were asking us so many questions about it.
Which, by the way, Spider-Man 2 is dropping, so there's a shitload of videos popping up. I'm so excited about that game. I know I'm not going to get it for like a bit, but still, I'm so excited for that game. As well as City Skylines 2. Big fan of City Builder. So both of those videos been popping off, and apparently there was a stream for a bunch of horror games today as well, and I have not been able to go through them, but there was a shitload, like I think 20 trailers dropped today just for like horror games. It's insane. If you check out like IGN or game trailers, they probably have a huge list. Let's see here. IGN, yeah, game trailers also, yeah. Both of them were posting like crazy all day. A bunch of trailers for horror games that are going to be popping off. Again, I haven't seen most of them, so I don't know if all of them are going to be dropping this month or what. But I would assume like perfect window for horror games would be October. But you... That's what's been going on. A lot of stuff dropping.
So, the boy from the story,
is Finch. I always loved listening to people's dreams, and still do to this day. Whether they're beautiful, sad, or filled with emotions I couldn't understand at the time. One night, a little boy came to the spring. The tears that fell from his face were more fragile than a moonbeam, and purer than the morning dew. I like humans, and wanted to understand them better. I also wanted to make sense of the feelings contained in his tears that were, then, a mystery to me. Yes, we often met under the stars, sharing our stories with one another. Sometimes, we'd stay up all night and see who would hear the first bird chirping from the boughs, or the first cicada of summer.
Hey, what's up?
Aw, that sounds lovely.
But one day, just like the book says, I saw an emotion in Finch's eyes that I couldn't reciprocate. I felt out of my depth, in uncharted waters. But I knew all too well that we Lockfolk face a very different fate from that of humans. Whatever was happening, I didn't want it to lead to Finch writing a chapter of his life that he would later come to regret. So, I fled, and never appeared before him again.
Oh, Caliroe.
My strength returns very slowly, and even after decades, I can only sustain a physical form for a very short time. I once hoped that Finch would be able to move on, and meet me when the stars in the night sky have all gone out. But after seeing so many people's stories, and hearing about all their dreams, I have gradually come to understand Finch's heart. This feeling of wanting to respond to his feelings is surging relentlessly in my chest, and I can no longer restrain it. But I'm also scared. Scared that if I go and see him now, I'll bring nothing but disappointment, and even more pain when it comes time to part.
Okay, I feel like they got some CW, like, teen drama writers for this one.
Oh.
It really is a difficult choice.
Please go see him.
Huh?
He's going pretty good.
I know Grandpa Finch, and he's a really kind person. When I was struggling to learn how to draw maps, he was always encouraging me, telling me not to give up, always keep trying, and get out there and have some adventures. He often tells me stories about his past, but I've never once seen a look of regret or sadness in his face. And even though Grandpa Finch loves adventures, he still stands there by the spring, every day, as if he's waiting for something. I believe that he's serious about his feelings for you, Miss Caliroe. He's never stopped hoping that he'll see you again one day. So if you want to see him too, then what are you waiting for?
Feelings. Oh my god.
Huh? Oh, sorry. I think I got a bit too excited and I just thought, well, it just sort of came out.
I understand. That settles it. I've decided. I will go back and see Finch.
You will? Amazing! That's great!
But I'd like to ask all of you for some help.
Sure. Just say the word. We'll help you any way we can.
Would you come to Springvale with me and help to bring Finch to my side? I cannot maintain this form for much longer, and I'm worried others will see me how I was just before.
Leave it to me. I'm really close with Grandpa Finch.
Also, please keep Finch's in my secret. I wouldn't want Springvale's tranquil waters to become agitated on account of all this.
Your secret is safe with me.
I won't tell anyone. That's a promise.
Great. I can't thank you all enough.
What's wrong? Are you gonna turn back into a water droplet?
No, I'm sorry. It's just that my mind's racing. As much as I want to talk to him again, I'm still worried that I won't have the words when the time comes. A poem?
Yeah, I should have seen this storyline coming when they announced that it was going to be like a poetry-themed event.
Okay, good idea. I'll write him a poem, and it will be called Heart of Clear Springs.
Alright. Let's see. All the way over in Springvale.
Are you okay?
It's nothing. I'm just scared that I won't be able to maintain this form much longer.
Okay, don't panic. Wait here, Caliroe. I'll go fetch Grandpa Finch.
Take it slow, Diona. Finch isn't a young man anymore. He's not as steady on his feet. I can still hold on a bit longer.
Okay, stay strong. You can do
We
it.
literally met her like an hour ago. Alright. Wow, this part of the story is really having us run all over the place. Alright. Real nice piano music coming in for this.
Grandpa Finch!
Is that Diona? You're back early today.
Today's your special day, Grandpa Finch. Can you come with me?
Oh? Well, where are we going?
Over there, to the waterfall.
Did you catch a nice little fishy?
Just come with me already. This is extremely important.
But I promised your father that I'd go to...
Grandpa Finch!
All right. All right. No need to get worked up. I'm right behind you.
That's more like it. Now come on, I'll help you.
Draft's daughter is just like him when she's on a mission.
Over here! Over here! It's okay, Grandpa Finch. Take your time.
Huh? What's all this? What are all these people doing here? Even Mika's here? How's work been going lately? And even some friends from abroad, if I'm not mistaken. You do know that today's not my birthday, don't you?
Greetings, Mr. Finch. My name is Chong Yoon. We all met at the poetry gala, and... well, there's someone we'd like to introduce you to.
Finch.
That voice.
And cue the Celine Dion.
Kelly Rowe.
I didn't think you'd still remember.
Oh, I remember. I remember all right. How could I ever forget? Although your appearance is different than I recall. Back then, you looked like you'd stepped right out of a fairy tale. But I'm one to talk. Of course a fairy from a fairy tale can change forms. But in your eyes, I'm probably the one who's changed beyond all recognition.
Oh, even after all these years, you still know just what to say to make me laugh.
He didn't tell a joke.
I thought you were only only able to appear in the dead of night. There have been times when I've wondered whether it really was all a dream.
I'm sorry I kept you waiting for so long, Finch.
Oh, it can't have been that long. It's been but the blink of an eye, really.
Finch, would you like to hear a poem I wrote for you?
A poem? You write poetry now? Well, of course. I'd be delighted to listen. I'll hang on every word that leaves your lips.
This is creepy.
In that case, let me read you a story about the Spring Fairy.
Oh, yay! I love when they do these cool art cutscenes.
Far from my native land I roamed. In streams I slept, many seasons I met as the sun set and rose. I searched for a garden to call a home, and the moonlight ebbed as the water flowed. A soft breeze beckoned me unto a spring. Sleep, weary wanderer, your journey is over. May the dancing petals sweeten your slumber. At dawn, I hummed the melody of a distant stream, and the songs in the night serenaded my dreams. A boy's tender tears trembled through the water, stirring me more than any starlight sonata. He wove me a wreath from past petals and future buds. I crossed beyond the veil of dreams to the realm of flesh and blood. Look at the love that shines from his eager gaze. Answer the call of his heart, lest this moment go to waste. The kittens and fireflies invited my heartstrings to sing, but I was a stranger to the melody of mankind, and knew not how this tune should begin. As the river of dreams trickled into the ocean blue, every time a crystal fly flapped its wings, older it seemed he grew. But I learned to fathom human ways each stumbling step I took, and clouds of confusion became crystal clear in the vulnerable verse I wrote. As seed yearns for soil and trees for the sun, a once foreign melody inside my heart sung, and it cried out your name on every string it could strum. Now I give my dream to you. May it be in your slumber a sweet spring to quench your thirst. Now, I hand my heart to you, praying my belated promise might meet, still with your trust.
That was some beautiful artwork. God damn.
Yes. This is how I remember you from when we first met. All those years ago. It really has been a long, old time, hasn't it?
Finch,
It's okay. I understand. Your poem, it explains everything.
Thank you, Finch. Please, take this.
It's so beautiful.
This is a droplet of water condensed from my own power. Finch, I don't have a physical form like humans, and I can't stay by your side. I don't know how long it'll be before I can change back into human form again. But as long as this droplet remains with you, our hearts will always be connected, no matter the distance between us. I will always be one with the spring. From this day onwards, if you call me, I will meet you in your dreams.
It's so romantic.
You've really learned a lot, haven't you? And you don't even mind that the kids are watching.
Does it bother you?
How could it possibly? This is the happiest moment of my life. I just worry that once I go to sleep, I won't ever want to wake up again.
Huh? Don't say that.
I'm only joking. It seems that you still have much to learn.
Is that right?
Grandpa Finch and Kelly Rowie look so happy. Oh, what a perfect moment.
Diona, thank you for fetching Finch for me. I've never forgotten you either.
I used to chat with you a lot. Wasn't it ever annoying?
Of course not. You are one of the truest friends I have in the entire world. That's why I gave you your gift, so that a part of me could always be with you.
Huh?
Wait. So is Diona's ability to mix delicious drinks from disgusting ingredients a blessing from this water spirit? And if so, is it also possible that my pure yang spirit is a gift from some being?
My physical form is about to disappear. Finch,
Yes?
I've never regretted meeting you or deciding to talk to you that night. Not once. All these long years. Not for a single moment.
It probably goes without saying, but neither have I.
Although, it was different from in the stories. That fateful night, I never gave you that kiss. This gift that represents my promise and my love. I give it to you now.
Huh?
It's okay, everyone. She's gone now.
What? But Paimon didn't get a chance to say goodbye. Grandpa Finch.
Don't worry now. She hasn't gone far. Just like she said, she'll always be one with the spring. By our side and in our dreams.
All right, nice. Get some cool animation out of that. You know, if like I always complain that like a lot of cutscenes are pretty flat and bland in this game, where it's like not a lot of camera movement or not a lot of character like movement. I really think if they're not going to do a lot of like 3D animation stuff when it comes to cutscenes, they should at least do more of those animated ones. Because the art style for them are always really good.
Oh? Hey, you're all back! And it looks like you're in much better spirits than before. Hootao's a step ahead. She's already talking about printing a poetry anthology. She said she can't wait for everyone's final words because I'm itching to pull the trigger. By which I assume she meant she eagerly anticipates receiving everyone's freestyle poetry submissions to help her close the deal.
Where have you all been? I've been waiting here forever.
Perhaps they lacked sufficient inspiration and wished to have an emergency communion with nature. And with
How deaf Bard! Does this mean that right from the start you... Oh, right from the start, you said you would treat us to a nice meal!
Huh? Did I? Very well. Since the Traveler agrees, then it looks like I can't escape this time. Diona! Dear Diona, could I trouble you to fix us a couple of your delicious beverages?
You wish. All right. Well, normally I'd never agree, but since I happen to be in a good mood today...
Huh? So, just what have you guys been up to all this time? Why does it feel like there are some unspoken words hanging in the air here that everyone is privy to but myself?
Well, that's because there are.
Must be the breeze. You're reading way too much into it.
Yeah, that's right. We're just, taking a walk. Inspiration walk, since it worked so well last time.
Good lord, he's bad at lying.
So even Mika's in on it? Chongyun, how about you tell me what happened on the sly? I've just remembered that I heard about a haunted house recently that you'll definitely want to check out. I'm willing to bet that even your pure Yang spirit won't be able to scare off these demons.
I appreciate the gesture, but no thanks. Not this time.
God damn it, one of these Halloweens they need to do like some spooky spirit stuff with like a haunted house in Chongyun.
And I'm starting to think that maybe this pure Yang spirit isn't such a bad thing after all.
Huh? What the? What's gotten into you? Okay, that confirms it. I call shenanigans. Something big definitely went down here.
Alright, complete. Surprised we didn't get another conversation with Hu Tao. Well, yeah, crazy that Rex Lapis showed up here. And again, another interaction between two Archons, yet they still refuse to, like, really... I think they last time those two interacted was at a restaurant, and I think they kind of just knew who each other was, but they never said it. It's like, I want that to be addressed. We haven't got to see any Archons interact with one another. Like, fully, and being like, yes, you are an Archon, so am I. Crazy, right? Or, like, has their physical shape changed over the years since the war, so they really don't know? Mission. Dailies. Alright. And then this. Why does this keep popping up as, like, something not quite finished? Alright. Dailies. Alright. Now. Alright, so let's get back into the Beto quest. Oh, but I didn't know that those two already had missions. God damn. Alright. Oh, there's so many side quests for us to still do. All endings completed. Alright. Zoom out. Alright, let's just go from the beginning. I honestly don't quite remember the full story of Beto that we were doing. It's been a while. It's been like a month or two. It's been 2 months. Because, yeah, each update happens monthly. And Fontaine's already got one expansion, so Fontaine's been out for 2 months at least. And we did Beto right before that, so. Can we teleport to the ship, I think? Yes, we can, okay. Yeah, it's at one point in the game we could not do that.
Well, would you look who's here?
Ahoy there, traveler!
Right.
So Captain really did invite you to join the homecoming celebration.
Hey, I heard that you took care of another crisis while you were in Inazuma. Are the rumors true?
That's what I heard too. Thanks to you, Inazuma's Vision Hunt decree was finally put to an end. Well done, traveler.
Captain's got quite the eye for people. She said she was sure that your trip to Inazuma would stir up some waves. And sure enough.
Look at you, being so modest. We all know what you did to protect Liyue Harbor.
I've heard that they tell stories about you in Mondstadt, too. The honorary knight. Pretty impressive.
I'd say someone of your caliber would be right at home in the cracks. Right, sailors?
That's right. Wow, I'm getting excited just thinking of being the Traveler's crewmate. Hey, what do you say we arm wrestle?
I was worried you'd be too busy to show up.
Oh, Captain on deck!
Captain, we were just trying to talk the Traveler into joining the crew.
Yeah, come on, Captain Beto. Surely you've got a way to get the Traveler on board.
Oh, he's on board right now for the celebration, isn't he?
Yeah, but just one celebration together is not enough. You know what we mean, Captain.
All right, I get it now. There is something special about you, Traveler. You earned everyone's respect, myself included. So it goes without saying that the Crux would be honored to have a crew member such as yourself.
No doubt about that.
But then again, a hero like yourself doesn't just set off on a journey without some bigger purpose in mind. So should a hero really drop what they're doing just to spend day after day drifting at sea with us? Well, if that were the case, then the Crux, known for always moving forward to the next horizon, would instead be holding someone back.
Right. I guess we didn't think that part through.
Remember, rather than seeking out strong members to join us, you should be focusing on making yourselves the strongest that you can be. If we are powerful, they will come to us. Isn't that why everyone here chose to come aboard in the first place?
Yes? A strong sailor is always looking for a sturdy ship.
I guess I almost forgot the first lesson you ever taught me. Thanks for the reminder, Captain.
Just be sure you all keep that in mind. Now, there's no more need to hound the Traveler, as you were. The Traveler and I have something to discuss. I'm glad you came. Welcome back aboard. Thanks. I'll take that. Some rumors have it that the leader of the Crux is so powerful that she could slay the mighty Leviathan Haishan without breaking a sweat. I can't go getting too caught up in my own reputation, though. That's certainly not how the Crux made it to where we are today. As the head of the fleet, my task is to keep us on the right course, no matter how turbulent the seas may become. But then again, the crew isn't usually this riled up. It's not that they're arrogant, they're just bubbling with ambition, that's all. Their excitement today comes from their great respect for you, both your strength and your character. So please, don't take it the wrong way. All good then. Great. Actually, speaking of Inazuma, I think your good luck must have rubbed off on me on the way over. I made an interesting find on the beach shortly after we parted ways. Let's talk about it over there, where it's a little quieter.
Literally right over there.
So after we dropped you off in Rito, we found a shipwreck nearby. Probably belonged to Inazuman pirates. We searched the wreckage and found a map. At first, I thought it was a nautical chart. I was thinking we might discover a new sailing route if we were lucky. But after a closer look, I realized it wasn't a map of the sea at all. It was a Liyue treasure map, and no ordinary one at that. Nothing like that. I just mean that the map was a mess. So it was the most I could do to figure out that the treasure was probably in Liyue. As for its exact location, I have no idea. I'd say I've explored Liyue pretty extensively, but still, this one managed to beat me. So, I thought of you. Nobody can beat you when it comes to treasure hunting on land, right? Is that right? Well then, it looks like I'm in good hands. Here's the map. See what you can make of it. So, where do you think it is?
Oh, that's... Alright.
Chingsa Village. I don't see the resemblance at all. How'd you come to that conclusion? Oh, okay then. I'm definitely a rookie at this. But your word's good enough for me. Time for a trip to Chingsa. You're coming with me, of course. I'll need you to help me zero in on the specific location once we're there.
got that far. Ah. Oh shoot, can we see the tower from Fontaine? It's cool, I think. Like, it's very light in the distance. Cool.
Ah, Beto! Wow, and the Traveler! My goodness, what's the occasion? Just here to visit us old folks once again? It hasn't been all that long since we last had a visit from the Crux. But I'm glad you picked today. You're just the people I need. These two young rascals, they've been arguing with each other non-stop about some petty nonsense or other. I'm too old to get through to them. They won't listen to me. Please, talk some sense into them.
Rest assured, Granny Zhuoshin, whatever the situation is, the Traveler and I will take care of it.
Oh, thank goodness. It's Captain Beto. You couldn't have come at a better time. You're the voice of reason I need in this situation.
Captain, please, help me get justice.
Whoa, hey. What exactly is going on here? Spit it out, tell me everything.
It makes me mad just talking about it. G here, I don't know if he's got a screw loose or what his problem is. But anyway, he took it upon himself to raise, well, practically a whole army of finches, okay? And now guess what? They fly onto my land and completely destroy at least half of my crops. I asked him to pay compensation, but he refused. Now, how is that fair?
Captain, I'm innocent. They're not even my finches. I just thought they looked kind of cute, you know, so I fed them a couple of times. They're wild birds, though.
A couple times? Are you kidding me? That's rich. Really rich. There were 2 of them when you first started. 2 finches. Now you have a whole roof full of finch nests. I swear, every time I come by your place, I think I'm at a bird market. I'm telling you, you are not gonna get away with this anymore.
So, yeah, I mean, they laid a few eggs, made a few nests, but finches gonna finch, you know. These are wild birds. I mean, they'll do whatever they please.
So that's how it is. I think I got the picture. What's your take? Yeah, you have a point. Gee, let's say I'm interested in buying these finches off you. What would you say to that?
Are you serious, Captain? Oh, that would be great. Honestly, with all this trouble they've been causing me lately, they've become a bit of a burden. So if you're happy to take them off my hands, that would be perfect.
All right, deal. My only condition is, you have to use some of the money to compensate Wenjing for her losses.
Oh, come on. But I never raised them, did I?
Well, you tell me. You took my deal, that means you admitted to being the owner, doesn't it? Otherwise, what gives you the right to sell them to me?
Captain Beto's right.
Damn.
If you didn't raise them, what makes you think you can go taking her money for them, huh?
You just got lawyered.
Well...
Don't worry. My offer includes plenty left over for you after deducting the compensation. This way, you get something back for looking after them.
Okay, then. Okay. I'll pay the compensation.
I hope you two are very grateful indeed to Beto. I dare say no one else will be quite so accommodating toward the people of our village.
Granny Zhuoshin, as you know, many of the boys from your fine village do sterling work for the Crux. The fleet wouldn't be what it is today without them, so please think nothing of it. Gee, Wenjing, I guess you're free to go.
Captain Beto, you're here.
Pops Shing, it's been a long time. Have you been?
Don't get me started. I've been having some real trouble with that neighbor of mine, Jen.
We keep having the same argument, and it just goes nowhere. I heard you were in the village, so I rushed over to seek your help.
What's the issue?
Oh, come with me. You'll see. Let's go find Jen and clear this whole thing up, face to face.
So she's just a mediator. It's interesting that she gets a lot of her crew from this village, because I'm pretty sure... Oh no, the ocean's right there. This is like one of the most inward villages, like landlocked villages there are. Oh, well, no, this one's pretty far in from the ocean as well. But I mean in leeway. Pretty far away from the sea. You'd think this... she'd get a lot of people from here instead, since it's like right on the ocean. Oh, wait. Let's also, quest. Alright, let's see where we're at here. Okay, so I'm assuming making the decision at who's at fault will split it. Okay. So maybe this one up here will actually split into two. Since it's 5, it won't be even. We have 4 paths branching already, which means there's still one more up in the air to where it could be.
Captain Beidou, you're here.
I heard that you and Pops Xing had a little misunderstanding. So, what's up? Tell me about it.
Jen planted a tree on his property a few years back. I had no issue with it at the time. It's just a tree. But a few years on, it's grown taller than the roof of my house. Every morning when I get up and open the window, I just want to feel the sun on my face. But I'm greeted instead by the looming shadow of my neighbor's tree. It really affects my mood. I asked Jen to cut it down so I could get some sunlight back on my property. But he said no. It's like he's done this on purpose just to drive me crazy.
No, you're already crazy, old man.
Beidou, you gotta believe me. I didn't intend to block the sunlight, but there's nothing I can do about it now. It's not just any old tree, you see. That tree was planted there by my late father. Not long after he planted it, he passed away. And just before he passed, he left me with some parting words. He said our family's fortune was inauspicious and we needed something to suppress the bad luck. That's what he planted the tree for. How can I just chop it down? I'll be honest, I spent a few years studying in Liyue Harbor, so I don't actually share his superstitious beliefs. But still, that doesn't change the fact that this was my father's dying wish.
Okay, I think I'm all clear on the situation. What are you thinking? I was thinking along the same lines as you. Look, Pops, I'm not trying to make excuses for Zhen, but just try putting yourself in his shoes for a moment. Zhen's desire to protect his tree isn't for money or because he wants to hurt anyone, or for the sake of any superstition. He just wants to honor his father's dying wish. Pops, you have kids too, right?
Yeah.
Got him.
When you put it like that...
Pops, if you can agree to it, I'll have a word with Granny Zhuoshin and see about getting you some money from the relief fund as compensation for having your sunlight blocked. As for the tree...
that sounds good to me. Whatever you think, Captain Beidou. The tree can stay. Some compensation would make me feel much better about the whole thing.
Thank you, Captain Beidou. And thank you for understanding Pops Xing. I'll make sure to trim it back when I get home to let some more light through.
Why couldn't you...
It'll be such a relief not to have to worry about this anymore.
Could have just done that in the first place.
I remember the Crux last visited the village not very long ago. Is there some special reason why you're back in person so soon?
Nothing all that special, just personal reasons. I'm looking for some treasure.
Huh? Treasure? Wait a second. that reminds me. I saw Chongping and Defu arguing in the fields earlier. It sounded like they were both trying to lay claim to some treasure. I don't know if it's related to the one you're looking for, but anyway, they're probably still there now.
Really? Okay, well, you and Pop Shing can go about your business now. I'll go see what the situation is.
Wow, everything got all bad weather pretty quick.
Yeah.
Huh? Beto, you're just in time. Defu is being completely unreasonable.
What happened?
I'm not being unreasonable, Captain. I got Chongping to help me plow my land because it's the busy season. And then, what do you know? He plows up a treasure chest. Way I see it, it's my land, so the treasure belongs to me, right? I think it's a pretty clear-cut case.
You say that, Defu, but what you're forgetting is that I came to help you plow your fields out of the goodness of my heart, and you haven't paid me a single mora. It was also my plowing that turned up this chest. However you cut it, surely I'm entitled to at least some of the treasure.
The domestic drama just keeps coming today. What are your thoughts? Okay, I think I'm up to speed here. If you two really want to take this further, I can get a legal expert from Liyue Harbor to adjudicate. As for the costs, I'll cover them. What do you think? Neither of you seems thrilled about this course of action. Okay, so plan B. I'll be straight with you. The reason I came here today was to look for some treasure. Chances are it's hiding right there in the chest you're both fighting over. So, how about you two stop fighting over it and do me a favor by handing it to me? Of course, I'll be indebted to both of you. If either of you ever needs anything in the future, the Crux will not hesitate to lend you our support.
Captain, you're far too kind, really. Indebted? That won't be necessary. If you want this chest, you go ahead and take it.
Yep, totally agree. If only I'd known you were looking for this chest. You should have said something. I would have delivered it to you personally to save you the trip.
It seems like it's been quite a busy day for you, helping us settle all our little quarrels. Come on, let's go to the village. I'll rally the masses. We'll get some good food and good drink, and have a good old get-together.
Don't worry about the chest. I'll carry it over.
Oh, it's already like pretty close. Wait, what? Hello? What? Did I accidentally do one whole day? Okay, whoops, my bad. I thought I was just gonna do like an hour or two. But I guess when it's that close in time, it does like a full day cycle? Maybe? It's weird.
What a fine day today has been. Beto has solved an awful lot of problems in our village.
She sure has. Without Captain Beto, that compensation payment would have bankrupted me. Yeah, and if it weren't for Captain Beto, I'd still be arguing with Pops Shing.
Here, here. We have plenty to thank Captain Beto for, I'm sure. I propose a toast in her honor.
To Captain Beto. Cheers!
I couldn't ask for more than the chance to get everyone together and drink to our heart's content. Cheers! Phew. That really hit the spot. Want to get some air? The view in this place is pretty good. We can take a look through the contents of that chest while we're at it. Chongping placed it by the water wheel. Are you kidding? Beidou can handle her liquor. Come on, let's go.
Beto's starting to refer to herself in the third person, so that's kind of a red flag.
So, I've been thinking. Everyone seems to trust me enough to let me have the final word on their disputes. But don't you think some of my solutions can be a little stupid? You can laugh, I don't mind. Take Chongping and Dufu's wrangling over that chest, for instance. I had no clue who it should belong to, so I just came up with this stupid idea of taking it for myself. At least that way, neither of them would feel like it was unfair. But, I mean, I'm no Ningguang. I can't make a perfect deal every time. And I'm no Yanfei either. Not all my judgment calls are going to be 100% fair and square. I am Beidou, and my strength is in trading favors. You think I should be more selective? Some people think their favors are so valuable that they need to plan out how and when to use them to maximize the return on their investment. They view the favor as a bargaining chip. Others see doing favors as a burden, not worth anything in monetary terms and prone to getting you locked in a cycle of constantly returning the favor back and forth. But the way I see it, favors are what keep people connected to one another. Over thousands of years, the people of Liyue have created bonds between each other by doing someone a favor here and asking for a favor there. This means that no individual is truly on their own out there. When someone falls down, there's an invisible net made of human connections, waiting to catch them and get them back on their feet. Over the years, I've come to owe favors to a great many people, and many other people have come to owe me one. These are the countless bonds between us, like so many fish in the sea. And they're the reason that the Crux and I have survived the countless hardships we faced. I believe that if there ever comes a day when the world is overrun by monsters, Liyue's legal system collapses and the land is thrust back into an age of war, it's these bonds that will see us all through the dark days ahead, until we come out on the other side. I'm not saying that. But either way, we have a pretty firm bond between us already, don't you think? Was this wind brewed in a winery? It's making me lightheaded. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Something we were literally just talking about. Oh, yeah, the chest! Oh, I got so immersed in our conversation that I forgot all about the main event. Come on, let's open it up and see what's inside. Oh, that's it? A whole lot of nothing? It's not exactly what I was looking for, but you know what? I don't care. The fun part was going on a treasure hunt with you. Come on, let's get back to the party. Tonight, we go big before we go home.
Alright, honestly, that felt pretty quick to get to the end. Alright, now let's try to get some of the other paths. Alright, we got 3 more paths to get to. Oh wow, really? I thought it was just making the decision on who was right. I thought that was gonna be the branching factor. Yeah. Oh wait, no, that makes sense because they asked what the location of where you think the chest was. All right, yeah, that makes sense. So this is gonna be in a very different direction.
We found a shipwreck. We searched the wreckage.
All right, we're gonna skip through this.
But after a closer look, I realized it wasn't a map of the sea at all. It was a Lua treasure. As for its, I'd say so I thought of you. Nope. Is that right? Here's the map. See what you can... So, where do you think it is? Guili Plains. Huh, I never would have gotten that. How can you tell? Oh. Okay then. So you do live up to the hype. I can't believe you noticed that. You sure have an eye for detail.
I wonder if we'll find another treasure chest there as well.
I'll need you to help me zero in on the specific location once we're there.
Alright, cool. Yeah, I thought it was just gonna, like, change how we handle some of the situations in the village. Zoom in out.
It should be around here, right? Who are they?
Treasure hoarders?
Oh, it's a bunch of treasure hoarders. I guess the treasure's for real then. There are quite a few of them. If things go south and fists start flying, stay behind me. I'm more than a match for these amateurs.
Oh, bush. I was like, this weird.
Keep digging, boys! Once we have our hands on the treasure, everyone gets a share!
You can all hold it right there!
Huh? Who's that barking orders? Do you know who you're up against here? Keep going if you got a death wish. What the? It's... Captain, run, boys! Run!
Nobody move!
Captain Beto, Lord of the Ocean, this is all my fault. I didn't know who I was up against. I don't have a death wish. I swear. I got a big mouth is all. It's always saying things it shouldn't. I swear I'll wash it out with soap the moment I get back. Please, have mercy. Will you spare us? Well, spare them, at least. These guys are just trying to put food in their mouths. They'd never hurt a soul. If you need to take anyone, take me. Please, let them go. It was me that disrespected you. They never did and never would.
Is that right? Fine. Seems like you've got a heart in there somewhere, seeing how you treat your crew. I'll let you off the hook this time. Get out of here!
Thank you, Captain Beto. Thank you.
Wait.
Yes? What else might the merciful and mighty Beto require?
This treasure's still up for grabs. The Crux fleet honors the rule of first come, first served. You found it first, so name your price. I can't have any rumors going around about Captain Beto stealing other people's treasure, can I?
Captain Beto! We wouldn't dare take Mora from you! Take the treasure, as an apology for my foolish words. Please, take it. Please.
Oh? Well, if you insist. I accept your kind offer, and I'll make you one in return. You don't seem like terrible folks, so let me help you get onto the right track. If you want to mend your ways and put all this behind you, the Crux can probably arrange some odd jobs in the port for you. It'd be humble work, but at least it'd get you on your feet and making an honest living. A much better deal than what you've got going now, if you ask me.
Wow, thank you, Captain Beto. On behalf of me and all my boys.
Right. Let's see what we've got in here. This isn't what we're looking for. Let's look around. Maybe we'll find it.
You know, I'm surprised we don't really use this that often for like any story-related things. You'd think it would come up every so often.
Those rocks look kind of weird. Let's see if there's anything there.
Wow. Seriously, that did no damage to the rock.
No, my sword!
A touch of frost.
Nothing. Let's keep looking.
Oh, there we go.
What are those hilly trolls digging for? Wait, actually, Actually, I've heard they sometimes dig for buried treasure. Let's go take a closer look.
Rain outlines your fate. Rain cutter.
Forth, my blade.
Let's light it up. I'm going in.
Oh, dude, perfect timing for him to escape when I was ulting that.
Swift and merciful.
Take cover.
Bombs away. Go.
No, my sword.
Alright, there we go.
Nope, not here either. Now that we've searched all the places of interest in this area and come up with nothing, you got any ideas? It's,
Captain Beto! Captain Beto!
Huh? Hey, what brings you back here?
Captain Beto! Actually, we've just been wandering around nearby. We didn't go far, because we were thinking about what you said and... Well, me and the boys decided we're ready to move away from all of this and get on the straight and narrow.
Oh? Are you sure?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay then. But I'll warn you right now, you won't have it easy. It might just be menial work in the port, but in the eyes of the general public, you'll be associates of the Crux. So there'll be a grueling test you have to go through before you can start.
I understand. Truth be told, Captain, it's only because it's you, the mighty and honorable Captain Beto. If it had been anyone else, I don't think I'd have listened. And since you made us this kind offer, I'd like to ask, if I might be so bold, is there any hope at all for us to become full members of the Crux in the future? Even the tiniest shred of hope?
Well, there's no place in the Crux for delusions of grandeur, that's for sure. But then again, everybody has to start somewhere. So, it comes down to you. If you manage to impress me and earn the respect of my crew, then yeah, nothing's impossible.
Thank you, Captain Beto. Thank you 1,000 times over. I couldn't help but notice you were searching for something else. It still hasn't turned up?
Why? Do you have any clues?
We heard about 2 treasures, both in Guaily Plains. We were still looking for the first one when you found us. So maybe the other one might be what you're looking for. Not too far from here, but I'm just not sure of the exact location. All the info we got about this treasure came from the black market. The answer's hidden inside a poem which goes like this. Drunkenly I gazed at the ruins long forsaken, and lay beneath red leaves whose branches cast a crooked shade. The dusk sun shone upon the sea as I awakened, but Guyon stood twixt weary eyes and the sight of home they crave. As for the ruins long forsaken part, I do know of some ruins near here, but beyond that line, I don't... I'm just not smart enough.
So a treasure clue hidden in a poem.
Wow, that is perfect timing.
We got this. See my friend here? If they taught treasure hunting as an art form, you'd probably be calling him Grandmaster. This kind of thing's a piece of cake for him. Am I right? Okay then. Let's start by heading to the site and surveying the scene. Maybe we'll find some other clues over there.
Okay, come on boys, you heard the captain. Lead the way.
Alright.
These are the long forsaken ruins from the poem. Apparently they were once full of treasure. But judging by the state of them now, it's probably long gone.
It seems that we need to dig deeper into this poem. Drunkenly, I gazed at the ruins long forsaken, and lay beneath red leaves whose branches cast a crooked shade. The dusk sun shone upon the sea as I awakened, but Guyon stood twixt weary eyes and the sight of home they crave. Do you have any ideas? Ah, somewhere you can see the ruins from. So somewhere not too far from here? Yeah, and maybe the shadow cast by the tree is supposed to hint at something.
Oh, I got it! This guy fell asleep and woke up just before sunset!
Dusk and the shadow of a red-leaved tree. I think we can work with that. Let's take a look around. I think we're getting close.
A red leaf tree. That one seems very twisted. So maybe up over here. No. Oh, this one kind of looks all twisty. Dang it, I'm just really not... Red leaves. No, those are... That's definitely the more reddish tree. Wow, why is this one like fucking difficult? What am I looking for? Is it just like a normal... Crux of a tree. None of them are really that red. There's nothing really near here. Like, this is like the closest thing. Okay, this is starting to become frustrating. Like, I'm just really not seeing anything here. Like, okay, is it maybe that tree up there? No, it said it was seeing the ruins. There's just so many trees that match that fucking description, bro. Like, I'm not seeing what I'm supposed to be seeing. What's going on here? Like, I don't even know what the thing is that we are looking for. Like, is it going to be a little light thingy like usual? Because if so, it is really not showing up anywhere. Oh, maybe the tree is gone?
Rain outlines your fate. Body and mind. Time to act.
Okay, I've looked everywhere except for up here. Let's look at some of these trees up here. Maybe that's where they are. If not, we're gonna have to fucking look this up. Like, this is basic ass shit, and for some reason it is just not showing up at all. Like, the tree part is okay, but that's every fucking tree around here. And then the ones that I go to, I'm just not finding anything. Like, I feel like it's gotta be this one over here. Like, it stands out the most out of all of them, but I'm not finding anything in this area. Like, it's supposed to be in the tree or something? Like... I was looking for, like, a beam of light, like it usually is. Why the...
Found it! At long last, the treasure...
God, alright.
A check from the Northland Bank. You really came through. We found the spot in no time. Without your help, I don't think I ever would have gotten my hands on it. To us, this is just a check that you can exchange at Northland Bank for some Mora. But to some people, it's of huge importance. When I found the treasure map, it was tightly sealed inside a small bottle along with a letter. I'll let you read it for yourself. Finished? Yeah, I can't fault him for what he did, but the way things turned out, all I can say is life is unpredictable. Well, let's fulfill his final wish by taking...
Oh, it's like right there. Yeah, God, a treasure chest sticking out like that? I was expecting a beam of light or something a little more showy to, like, point out where it is, because this game is usually not subtle about what we need to do. That's why when there are times where it is very subtle, it's like, it blows my brain, because it's like 99% of the time you're not subtle, so when you are, it's like very odd.
Well, this is it. Oh boys, it's time for your first job. Give this check to the old lady who lives in that wooden hut. Tell her it's a welfare payment from the Liyue Ministry of Civil Affairs.
Yes, boss!
What's up? I see. But you only find sakura blooms in certain places, right? It must have been quite a bit of work collecting all these, surely. Let's just pick one, huh? One's enough to show that you care. You've already helped me out so much. Okay, off you go then. Take her the sakura bloom along with the check. And if she asks, tell her, your child in a faraway land sends his best wishes.
Right. So it is the top one that's got this split ending.
Chief Mate Juza's breaking in the newcomers, but I think we can spare you the tedium of that. After this, the new crew members will be arranged into 2 teams for more specialized training, according to their own aptitudes and the needs of the fleet. One team will learn comprehensive survival skills, including maritime emergency rescue, marine meteorology, psychological counseling, and so on. They will serve as the support team for the fleet, ensuring safe navigation. That's why we call them the Shield of the Crux. The vision of the Crux. Oh, we don't have that many visions, kid. As one might expect, we call the other team the Spear of the Crux, because they'll be learning about naval warfare. They'll make up the armed portion of our crew. Also, they're responsible for handling the fleet's cargo deals. So, what do you think? Which team is for you? As I expected. You have a will to protect others. There are 2 main subjects that the Shield of the Crux focuses on: survival knowledge and entertainment. As I was saying earlier, survival knowledge includes prevention of injuries and diseases at sea, navigation and cartography, basic meteorology, etc. You can go learn about these skills from Yinxing, Huixing, and Liushi. They're all seasoned hands in their respective fields. Each sailor has their own strengths and weaknesses. I'm no rookie, of course, but you shouldn't underestimate the knowledge of the crew. If there's anything I'm most proud of in the fleet, it's my people. Go and get to work. I'll have some questions to test you later. I look forward to seeing how you do.
Hello, traveler. I'm Yinxing, the Crux's surgeon at sea. Whenever a sailor has a health problem, they come to me. I deal with it all, from seasickness and common colds to amputations and everything in between. Oh, I presume the captain arranged this, correct? All right then, let's begin. First of all, let me ask you this. What do you think is the biggest danger that all new crew members face? That can certainly be a problem at sea, but it's not the biggest danger. The most dangerous thing for a newcomer is to underestimate the dangers of life at sea. Oh, I have seen many new crew members who see themselves as young and fighting fit and have no regard for safety. They think that since they are tough enough to look after themselves on land, they'll be fine at sea as well. Those are the ones that always end up in the sick bay. Everyone should know that being a sailor, especially on a long voyage, is a brutal job in an unforgiving environment. We have to face malnutrition when we're short on supplies, all kinds of injuries and diseases that the harsh ocean weather can bring, and even the psychological problems that can arise due to isolation and the lack of entertainment. To make things worse, the lack of medication and treatment options at sea can result in even minor health problems becoming serious, or even fatal. Oh, you probably thought I was joking, right? Well, that's not surprising. Most newcomers think the same way. But hopefully you now realize that with a little extra precaution, a lot of these things can be avoided. Well, I think that's enough for you to think over for now. Is there anything else you would like to know? Well, my pleasure. Okay, let's leave it there then. Be sure to take good care of your health.
Body and mind.
Sorry about earlier, Traveler. We were so caught up on getting you to join the fleet that we didn't notice we were going a little overboard. Good thing the captain stepped in. Oh! Well, in that case, you have come to the right person. I'm not just blowing smoke. You're looking at the most talented navigator in Liyue Harbor. I'll start by introducing some chart reading essentials for new sailors. Feel free to interrupt if you have any questions. Let's start with what to look for when you get a set of complicated charts. First, you should always look at any indicated shorelines, islands or reefs, water depths, hydrological conditions, and other hazards. With these features in mind, you can answer the basic question of, can I chart a safe course through this area? Visually, nautical charts are a little unique. Unlike land maps, most charts do not have a fixed scale, which means that it can be hard to precisely determine the exact distance between 2 points. The most advanced nautical charts come with a supplementary chart, which has different colored lines marked on it to indicate distances. It's worth mentioning that under my direction, the crux is using these advanced kinds of charts. Some cartographers mark out other points of interest on their charts, usually with their own special symbols. If they don't leave any accompanying notes, they can be very difficult to interpret. Not only those, we have tattered and torn charts that we've picked up from all over the place. To be honest, it can be quite a challenge, even for me. Some of these charts are really old and have symbols that I've never seen before. But if we don't decipher them, we will certainly miss many secrets of the sea. Fortunately, we have the captain with us. She managed to find some ancient books on semiotics that I can use to study the charts further. I don't think anyone other than our captain could manage to get these kinds of resources. Old charts and ancient books on semiotics are not the kinds of things that are sold in your average marketplace. Oops, I've gotten off topic. Well, that just about covers the basics of chart reading. Is there anything else you would like to know, Traveler? My pleasure. A friend of Captain Beidou is a friend of mine.
I have a feeling maybe the multiple endings is going to be we have to take a test or something on what we've learned. And there's a pass and fail. No! Ah, biddies. Alright, stamina recharge. Whoop. Turny, up. Oh, come on, bro. Okay. Stamina. Good lord. Yeah, there's no other direct ropes up here, which is kind of insane.
Hello, traveler. Are you here to learn about marine meteorology? In my line of work, I've got to have a pair of sharp eyes. I saw the captain showing you around the training grounds, and then you went to see Yingxing and Huixing. So I figured that she probably wants you to get to know the life of a crew member. Okay, let's get started. First, I'll introduce you to the basics of meteorology. Marine meteorology basically means keeping tabs on the weather as well as other ocean phenomena, so things like sea fog, storm surges, water spouts, and so on. These are all potential threats to safe navigation. Luckily, whatever weather might be coming up, there's always some kind of sign that gives it away in advance. Take water spouts, for example. They're caused by high-speed rotating winds on the surface of the ocean. They can engulf large ships and do immense damage. But if you know that waterspouts can only form in an environment with high temperature, high humidity, and large clouds, then you can be well prepared. You will be even more alert if you also know that the presence of winds blowing in opposite directions, with a significant difference in speed, is a direct precursor to the formation of waterspouts. And most importantly, if you spot a small white vortex emerging from the clouds, you should immediately notify the crew to steer clear of what's ahead. So there you go. Those are the warning signs of waterspouts. I am proud to say that over the years, I haven't let a single one sneak up on my watch. I've got to confess, I learned almost everything I know from the captain. All the stuff about meteorology that I just told you about, she's the real expert. Do you know the small fishing village next to Wangshu Inn? I heard that when Captain Beidou was a kid, she worked there fishing. Later, she made her way to the harbor where she struggled to make a living. Growing up in an environment like that, it's no wonder she knows everything about the sea. When I first came on board, I lived every day wallowing in doubt, wondering if my former career as a sailor was all just a waste. But as I gradually learned some new things and became more experienced, I finally realized what makes the Crux so great. After all, not every fleet has the uncrowned Lord of the Ocean as their leader. I feel lucky just to have joined. Find me anytime if you want to know more.
Alright, let's check how far down we got. Oh wow, it's like literally just A to B. Alright. A little test. Okay, so yeah, there's probably a pass and a fail state. No! Oh my god! I almost clipped that.
So you've already finished talking to the crew, huh? I thought it'd take you a while longer. Well, you sound confident, but don't underestimate the shield of the Crux. Gotta admit, though, I like your attitude, kid. Okay, let's get started. First of all, life on the sea isn't always plain sailing. Injuries and illnesses happen all the time. But what is the single biggest danger facing crew members? Is that your final answer? As you've just learned, the fleet plots its route using nautical charts. The charts used by the Crux have additional charts attached. The supplementary chart has lots of lines in various colors for added reference. What is the purpose of these lines?
Oh, it's one of these two. Shit.
Okay, interesting. On longer voyages, we have to be especially careful to avoid certain weather hazards that pose a threat to the integrity of the ship and the lives of the crew. For example, waterspouts. So my question is, how can we reliably predict waterspout?
Okay, it was...
Okay, those are all my questions. Now then, let's see. Out of these 3 questions, you got a total of 2 correct answers.
Shit.
Not bad. After all, you didn't have much time to prepare. Plenty of people get through their whole training and still don't do this well. It seems that your survival know-how is now up to the standard required of qualified crew members. Time to move on. Next up, we have some Shield of the Crux recreational programs for you. Don't worry, all our recreational activities are respectable and, above board. You need to realize that being out at sea might be fun for the first few days while everything's new, but before too long, looking at the same old sea every day and being so isolated from everything can really cause people to struggle mentally. That is why regular recreational activities are an absolute necessity. We offer a lot of fun courses for our newcomer training, including fishing, photography, chess. Oh, and thanks to Kazuha, these days we also offer poetry and music appreciation, as well as communal wind listening. Each newcomer has to participate in at least one, so that they've got some way of keeping themselves occupied at sea further down the line. Of course, if you'd prefer wrestling sea monsters with your bare hands, that can be arranged. Well, for today at least, let's stick to the training schedule drawn up by Juza. If I remember correctly, it should be photography today. Come on, I'll show you.
Oh wow, we're actually alright. I thought the test was just gonna be the end of that. Oh wait,
Listen up, everyone can go back and call it a day. The photography session has been postponed.
What's going on here, Juza?
Oh, Captain, there you are. Well, Captain, the photography teacher just sent word saying that she's fallen ill and doesn't want to risk coming in case she keels over in class.
I see. That's quite unfortunate. Oh? Quite the multi-talented one, aren't you? In that case, why don't you help us out and lead the class today?
Yeah, unfortunately, the original teacher canceled at short notice, so there's no time to schedule anything else instead. It would be great if the Traveler could step in as the teacher for the day.
It's up to you, Traveler. Great, it's settled then. Juza, let's muster everyone over here to meet the new teacher.
Yes, Captain.
Okay, that's 1, 2, 3. That should be everyone. Take it away, Traveler. Oh yeah? What's that? Fair enough. It seems like you already have someone in mind. So, who will it be? Me? Well, we could do that. Or, Guyunstone Forest looks extraordinary today. It'd be a pity to not capture the scenery for posterity. So how about we snap Guyunstone Forest for today's class? Then there'd be no need for a model.
Come on, Captain. We talked about this. The photography class is supposed to be portrait photography. Have you forgotten? Scenery looks nice at first, but it gets boring after a while. I bet it'd keep the crew more entertained if we got them learning portrait photography so they could record moments in each other's daily lives. Those were your exact words, Captain.
Were they now? Strange. I don't seem to remember anything about that. Well, then in that case, how about Huiting? I bet she's perfect for the camera. Or Fuzhong. Or Mora Grubber. Even little Yue.
Seriously, Captain? Little Yue? You're just trying to wriggle your way out of this. This isn't like you. You are the captain, after all. Of all of us, you're the best suited to being a model.
I agree. You were the one who invited the Traveler to be the teacher, so you should cooperate, Captain. Besides, Captain, you've never had your photo taken. It's high time you got one. You know, a heroic and striking kind of picture. We can even use it to promote the fleet during recruitment.
Real funny, guys. Well, if you say so. I'm not one to spoil the fun. So, what do I do now, Traveler? Like this? You're kidding, right? I've never had my photo taken before, but something this simple shouldn't be a challenge for me. It must be the lighting or something. You've got it wrong. I never said that. You mean go somewhere else, then bring the final photo back as teaching material?
Sounds good to me. That's a good idea, isn't it, guys?
The lighting may still be a problem. But I'm open to persuasion. If you have a suitable place in mind, I can consider it. Just to be clear, I won't necessarily agree. It depends on the place you have in mind. The fishing village near Wangshu Inn? That place is deserted now, isn't it? How do you even know that place anyway? It's tiny. I don't think I've ever seen it on a single map. Treasure? There? I guess I missed out on that one. It just so happens that that little village is where I grew up. Now that you've mentioned it, it's given me the urge to go back and take a look around. How about we take this opportunity to pay my old home a visit?
Alright, let's see how this is breaking down. Like, I would assume failing that test would be a branching event. No? Wow. Oh my god. They always push it to the very last step to be a fucking branching event. Or the fourth and fifth one. Alright,
It's certainly seen better days. It was never that impressive, but at least back in the day, it was a lively village and home to several families. I wonder how long these last few old houses will remain standing. Nothing as dramatic as you might think. A few small incidents occurred, and then people began to leave. Come on, let's take a walk around. People used to call this place Downriver because the villagers apparently moved here from a place called Upriver. With them, they brought their knowledge of fishing, which had been passed down from generation to generation. I learned a lot from them when I was here. Now Upriver is long gone, and Downriver is all but deserted. It won't be long before no one even remembers what these places are called. Tu Zhong. Zhong. I barely remember this name. You're right. I was only about 5 or 6 years old when I first arrived here. I was homeless and had to wander around the streets. I remember finally managing to find half a rice bun, but then a stray dog jumped out and snatched it away from me.
I feel like we're getting a lot more like... This is definitely giving us a lot more backstory to her character. I wish we got this much backstory with the other characters, because it feels like it's a very hit or miss with hangout quests, and sometimes it's literally just hanging out with them. But I feel like they need to be more like this, where it's like more investing into the character's backstory, or just like private life that we don't really get to see. Because I feel like they don't do that enough.
Half a rice bun was not something I was willing to give up so easily at the time, so I chased it all the way to this neighborhood. Then a few fishermen saw us running and stopped me. They were kind enough to give me some food. Seeing me stop, the dog also stopped running, but straight away it keeled over and never got up again. Maybe it was too tired, or maybe it had starved to death. I went over and saw that the dog still had the half rice bun in its mouth. It didn't let go even at the very end. Poor thing. Had I known the dog was so weak, I would have let it take that half rice bun. I could tell they were wary of me at first. I was the dirty little kid who had just chased a dog to death over some scraps of food. But I got lucky. The village chief took pity on me and brought me to their home. That's how I ended up staying here. Do you know what the name Beidou means? Come on, I'll explain along the way. About a year or two after I arrived, the village chief fell ill during the winter and passed away. During that same period, the harvest was getting worse, and the fishermen's catch was getting smaller day by day. Without the village chief to handle the situation, people began blaming each other. There were even rumors that some families had been overfishing and leaving nothing for the rest of the village to catch. But in the end, they all turned on me, saying that they shouldn't have ever taken me in. They said I was bad luck. They pointed to how that dog died on the first day I arrived. Next thing you know, the village chief dies, and then all the fish die out. They said I was a living curse, and the downfall of the village was all my fault. I told them that I didn't understand. I'm not a curse, I'm just Beidou. Then some of the villagers started shouting, and drove me out of the village. They shouted, "Nando controls life. Beidou controls death. Beidou controls death." Before then, all I knew about my name was that it had something to do with the stars. It wasn't until then that I realized that Beidou was a constellation. And the Alcor, one of its stars, was an omen of death. Here we are. This is the old house of the village chief. I bet he never expected that the little girl he took in would grow up to be seen as a curse that brought about the village's total destruction. What do you mean? Is that all? And let me guess, you got to Inazuma and the Electro Archon's Gnosis was taken as well? Well, you seem to wreak havoc on a grander scale than I ever could. Oh, I get it. You're trying to convince me that I'm not cursed. I appreciate it, and I'll take it. Let's not forget that the people whose names stick around are the ones who emerge from the stormy seas unscathed, and the ones who get swept away in the wind are the fledgling birds who couldn't hack it. I, for one, have never encountered a storm I couldn't weather. But your journey's far from over, isn't it? Just remember, there's no telling what else you might encounter in this vast world. So if you ever find some idiot trying to brand you as a scapegoat just because you're the one who lived to tell the tale, tell them Captain Beidou demands to have the honor along with you. Remember, you'll always have the captain of the Crux to back you up wherever you go. Two cursed scapegoats banding together for survival. Sounds like a recipe for disaster, but at the same time, I kinda dig it. I'm lucky to have a friend like you. Okay, it's time to get back to our photography. Right, teacher? Come on, let's not waste any time. Get it done while you can before I change my mind. So, do I need to strike a pose? All right. How about this? How about... So, is it done yet? Please don't tell me that it looks weird. Show me. Yeah, sure, whatever. Now give it here. Yes. I see. All right. On behalf of the Crux, thank you very much for your photography class today. You've been an excellent teacher, and I couldn't be more satisfied. Now, as captain of the Crux, I am exercising my official right to requisition this photograph for future promotion and recruitment purposes. So I'm afraid I'll be holding on to this. That's fine with you though, right?
What the heck could have been the alternative? Alternative. What the hell? Maybe it was like literally the final thing of like the posing.
Here we are. This is the old house. I bet he never expected. What do you mean? Is that? And let me guess. Well, I appreciate it. Let's not forget that the people I, for one, have never. That your journey's far from over. So if you ever find some idiot, remember, you'll all. I kind of dig it. I'm lucky to have a friend. Okay, it's time to get back to our photography. Right, teacher? Come on, let's not waste any time. Get it done while you can before I change my mind. So, do I need to strike a pose?
I'm assuming strike a pose is the one.
All right. How about this?
It looks the same.
So, is it done yet? Please don't tell me that it looks weird. Show me. Yeah, sure, whatever. Now give it here.
Oh, maybe it's the promise to give it back.
Yes. I see. Now, as captain of the Crux, I am exercising my official right to requisition this photograph for so I'm afraid.
Hey. Shit! It's gotta be the sexy pose then. Like that's, or the flirty pose, whatever. That's literally the only thing really left. I thought she was literally gonna do like an action pose or something.
Here we are. I bet he never expected.
Alright,
What do you mean?
trying to make it through here. This is basically gonna be the end of the stream for today.
Well,
Or at least the Genshin stream for today. We are going to be doing a Honkai Star Rail stream later on tonight. I don't have the time like hammered out perfectly, but it should be like 4 hours, like sometime around, like yeah, about 4 hours ish, maybe a little bit later. But that's roughly when the stream should be.
What? The nerve! What do you think this is? I don't want to do this whole modeling thing. Hey, cut it out. No more pictures.
Nice. Alright, so that is it. We got all of Beto's endings. Yeah, hopefully by next week sometime we will have enough Primogem to do another 10 drop and try to pull the what's his face, the warden of the prison. That'd be super lit. But yeah, that is it for today. The end of day 1143 of streaming in a row. Like I said, later on tonight we're going to be doing some Honkai Star Rail. Link down below for my Twitter where I will tweet out when we are going to get online for that, as well as, you know, whenever I get online I usually tweet out over there. And yeah, tomorrow should be some more Legend of Zelda as well. We're gonna mainly focus on trying to explore the underground area. Nice. Alright. And yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do in Genshin. Next time we play Genshin will be next Tuesday. I think maybe we'll just go and explore the new area. We haven't got to explore it on the surface that much, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna spend next Tuesday just exploring the surface. And yeah, like I said, Honkai Star Rail later on tonight in like at least 4 hours, if not more. In 4 more hours, we'll start doing that. And then Zelda tomorrow, and then Batman this weekend. Maybe more Star Rail this weekend as well. We'll see. Like I said, follow me over on Twitter for that information, as well as a link over to my YouTube channel where all my previous streams are uploaded and archived over there. And yeah, that is it for today. I will catch you all maybe tonight with Honkai Star Rail. If not, see you guys tomorrow with Legend of Zelda. And if not, then see you next Tuesday, which will be the next time we play some more Genshin Impact. See ya.